I'm here with Mr. Bruce Stewart. We met last year while I was on my facilities and event management internship with Greg Smith. I'm just going to get right into it and ask you if you could give a brief introduction of yourself and your professional background.
Sure. Originally from Columbus, Ohio. That's where I was born and raised. I did my undergraduate work at Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. Then I left there, went back home to Columbus and received my master's in sports administration, as well as my law degree from The Ohio State University. Following that, I had the opportunity to get into the profession as a director of basketball operations at Coastal Carolina University. I was there a total of 9 years. When I left there, I was senior associate athletic director, the number 2 person in charge, prior to me transitioning to the current position I'm here, hold at Old Dominion University as the associate athletic director. So that kind of gives you a quick synopsis of my educational background as well as my professional experience, which I've been here coming on about 2 years.
So what is your job title and your responsibilities here?
As the associate athletic director, I actually oversee 7 sports, and then also the functional areas of strength and conditioning and athletic facilities. One of the things that attracted me here is one of those 7 sports is actually football. And without any mistake about it, I think one of the things that they wanted to emphasize is I had prior experience at Coastal Carolina University starting on implementing a football program, and they were doing the similar situation here at Old Dominion University. And so a lot of my responsibilities has to do with the oversight of giving the rebirth, so to speak, of ODU football to the Hampton Roads community.
And what are some of the various components of your job, like working conditions, the pressure, pace?
We work at a pretty fast clip. It's very multitasking. I can certainly get involved with things as simple as we have plants in our lobby that may be pot bound, something simple as that, or grass in the cracks of the cement, something as simple as that, to having issues that go all the way up to the level of the Board of Visitors. So your nature of responsibility is very varied, and the one great thing about the job, if you have this type of personality, is that every day you come in, it's a different challenge.
Is that the typical responsibilities, or would it vary if you were at a larger school?
Yeah, I think there's some credence to that. I think, I would deem Old Dominion University to be probably a mid-major.
Right.
I think when you get into some of the larger Division I schools, you'll find that everything is more specialized, and so you don't have the broad base. Definitely at Coastal Carolina, that's where I started, but I certainly respect where I started because it did give me a broad base understanding of the inner workings of an athletic department right from day one, and I think that's helped me in my professional development to where I am to even today. So I have an appreciation for those who work in conjunction with me about some of the challenges they are facing, and therefore I think it makes me a better administrator for having a broad base. But yeah, there's definitely mid-major. You still have to have a broad base. When you get up to some of the larger schools, it's probably more of a specialization, and I think there's pluses and minuses in both scenarios.
So, what competencies, experience, or education, and/or other training do you think are required to handle this type of job?
Well, I certainly would advocate those who are pursuing college athletics that get a master's in sports administration or an MBA. I think both of those are very vital to understanding the business. the law degree is something I think is a perk, but not a necessity by any stretch of the imagination. It does help you focus in on the attention to detail. It also gives you a perspective that there's always two sides to a story.
Do you think that's something that sets you apart from the rest of the others?
I don't actually think that set me apart. I just think that is a resource or an asset that I can bring to the table. Mm-hmm. But I don't, think it set me apart. I had a young lady. I think she was at UNC. She was doing her doctoral on the value of the law degree and its perceived value in college athletics. And in her dissertation, her report was that it was, certainly respected, but probably doesn't provide the value that one may on the outside believe, because this is a industry that is really driven by your network, and your network is as equally or greater value than at times it appears than maybe some of your educational background. So I would put your network and the ability to dialogue and have constructive conversations and relationships with those in the industry would probably outweigh to some degree your educational background.
I know you said it's pretty fast paced here. What are your typical hours per week?
Well, I'm glad you said a week, because there's no weekends. Every day is something is going on in college athletics. I actually probably start closer to 9. I have colleagues that get in here as early as 6:30. But my days probably don't end until, before 7 on any particular day. And even people think that in the summer, because there's, school is out, that maybe that's a downtime. To some degree that's correct, because there's no activities, so you might be able to capture some of your nights back. But as far as the planning aspect, that's where the bulk of your preparation happens, is in the summer. Because as soon as that first day of school starts, or that first event, the way I kind of look at it is kind of like you're out there on that ski boat, and you're on the back side of it. That boat is already gone, and you're just holding on. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot you can move to the right or move to the left. You're just holding on. So all your preparation has to take place in the summer, because as soon as the fall hits and classes in session and there's competition, you're just trying to stay the course.